Have you ever found yourself battling that critical voice in your head? That voice that nitpicks at your appearance, your worth, and your choices. That voice that you just wish would go away. I have been there. For years, I fought against my own inner critic, thinking that if I could just silence it forever, I'd finally feel whole and powerful and free. But here's the thing. Reclaiming your power isn't about erasing the parts of yourself that you don't like. It's about choosing which voice you let lead and be the loudest. Now, last Friday, early December 2024, I was running a Naked Awakening workshop in Sydney, and the theme for this event was Reclaim Your Power. During the sharing circle, which is a space where we get to open up and go deep and get vulnerable, I shared something that just poured out of me. It wasn't planned, it was just raw, and it was real. And I was talking about my journey to reclaim my power. A journey that has been many, many years in the making. And I've always believed that before I facilitate something to others, I need to have lived it myself, to experience it deeply and authentically. So one of the most profound lessons that I have learned about reclaiming my power is tied to that inner voice. And we all know the one. It's that voice that criticizes, that judges, that comments on your body, your weight, your worthiness. For years and years, I tried everything to get rid of that voice. And I told myself, I don't want you. You're toxic. You don't belong here. I fought against it with everything I had, thinking that was the way to feel powerful, to push it out, to silence it, to be done with it. But you know what? It never worked. And you know what else? I never felt powerful. I actually felt exhausted, frustrated, and defeated. But then something shifted, and this is what I shared in that sharing circle on Friday night. I realized that I was going about it the wrong way. That voice, it's never going away. It's part of me, and it's shaped by years of conditioning, experiences, and my fears. And it's not something I can just cut out and throw away. But this is the powerful part. I realized I don't need to get rid of it. The reclamation of my power came when I decided that my voice, the voice of my truth, my confidence, my deep self-love, needed to be louder than my inner critic. I didn't need to silence that inner critical voice. I just needed to turn its volume down and turn up the volume on the voice that says, I am worthy. I am enough. I love myself deeply and unapologetically, and my body does not determine my worthiness. And this is where the power lies. Not in trying to erase the parts of you that feel uncomfortable, but in accepting them as part of who you are and choosing not to let them run the show. And this is what reclaiming your power truly means. We can get so caught up in thinking we need to fix ourselves, that we need to get rid of the bad, the broken, the flawed, these parts in order to feel whole again. But that is not the truth, my friends. Those parts are never going away completely. And you know what? They don't need to. The power comes in saying, I see you, I hear you, but you don't get to lead anymore. It's choosing which parts of you are louder and which parts you make space for without letting them take over. For me, this shift came with the way that I see my body. My inner critic has always been very loud about my weight and the shape of my body and how others perceive me. And it used to tell me I wasn't good enough, that I needed to change, that I'd only be happy or loved if I looked a certain way. And for many years, I believed the only way to feel powerful was to silence that voice completely. But now I know that my power does not come from eliminating it. My power comes from knowing that my love for myself is louder. So when that voice speaks up, which let me tell you, it still does, and it probably always will, I just don't fight it anymore. I acknowledge it, I let it have its say, but then I choose to amplify the voice within me that says I am more than my weight. I am radiant, I am vibrant, I am worthy just as I am. And that's also the invitation that I want to offer you today. What would it look like if you stopped trying to get rid of the parts of yourself that you don't like? What if instead you accepted them, loved them even, and chose to let your power, your truth, lead the way? Reclaiming your power isn't about perfection. It's about acceptance. It's about choosing which parts of you get the microphone, and then which parts of you get to guide your choices. So ask yourself, am I making this decision from a wounded place or a powerful place? Ask yourself, which voice am I letting lead right now? And ask yourself, how can I turn up the volume on the parts of me that love, support, and empower me? You don't need to fix yourself to reclaim your power. You don't need to erase your flaws or silence your fears. All you need to do is step into your own truth, louder, bolder, and more unapologetically than ever before. The parts of you that feel broken don't make you any less worthy. In fact, they're part of what makes you whole. So today I invite you to turn down the volume on the voices that hurt, turn up the volume on the ones that heal, and let your love for yourself be the loudest thing in the room. If this message resonates with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts and insights and reflections in the comments, and share what's one part of yourself that you've been trying to get rid of or eliminate, and how can you start accepting it instead? And if this has really landed for you and you are feeling ready to go deeper in this journey, come and attend one of my in-person workshops or work with me online in a coaching capacity where we can explore what it truly means to you to reclaim your power, to embody your truth, and to love yourself fully. So visit the links below if you want to learn more. Let's start to reclaim our power together. And please like, subscribe, and comment if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next week for our next chat.